Hi, everybody. I will just wait a few minutes for you guys to sign on. Been having major technical difficulties tonight. So Facebook is telling me that some of you are signing on, and I just need to sit tight until I see some of you. And just as a reminder, tonight's session is a crash course in intuitive development. So as soon as I see a few of you on, I will get started. I hope you're ready with your questions and your comments. Hi Trish, welcome. Okay, looks like a few more joining us. Hi Jennifer, welcome. I'm great, thanks. How are you? Hi Jackie, welcome. Just gonna wait for a few more. Hi Brooke. Hi everybody. Just gonna give a few more people, hi Trish, a chance to sign on, and then we'll get started on our little crash course here on intuitive development. Hi Angel. Welcome. Okay. Hi Brooke. So I hope you're ready to take some notes. After the session, I'm going to post some links for you, some meditations. I'm going to try to do a meditation with you as well tonight. Hi Joanna, how are you? Glad you could join us. I'm really excited about this this workshop. I'm curious to see how it's going to work and how I can improve this in the future, because this is such a popular subject. So hi Iris, how are you? So I'm hoping that it goes well and that it's received well, but if not, I'm always open to feedback and constructive criticism. Okay, so we have a decent amount in here already. Don't forget to post. Hi, Mary Ellen. Post your questions, because I'm just going to get started. Hi, Mia. And what I want you guys to think about, hi, Cora, is your reasons for developing your intuition. Think about that, and I'd like you to post that so I can see what some of your reasons are for developing your intuition, what your goals are, how you want to use it. Maybe you want to fine-tune it, maybe you want to shut it down. So just let me know what those reasons are. So what are your reasons for wanting to develop your intuition, maybe tone it down, what your goals are, and what your use is, what your intended use is for developing your intuition. If you could some of you just let me know what that is. It's the first part of our little lesson here tonight. I know for me, it started out as just wanting to trust my intuition and follow my intuition and let it guide me. And that continues, but it also has turned into helping others and giving others some really precious messages, as some of you know. So opening up my intuition was, hi Mark, was an opportunity to share with others a pretty tremendous gift. That's not what's going to happen for everybody. For some it's personal use, and for others it's to share. So I would really like to hear why you're interested in developing your intuition. And Trish says, I find myself second guessing myself a lot. Well, honey, you're not alone. And this is why. So part of developing your intuition, and probably the most important part of developing your intuition, is learning mindfulness and presence. Because in that practice of mindfulness and presence, you will learn to trust yourself. You'll learn to hear, you'll learn to notice, and you'll learn to see. Jackie says, extreme curiosity and to grow and learn more about myself. So personal use, that is perfect, Jackie. Absolutely. What else? Mark, Mia, Cora, anybody else want to tell me? Angel? I'll take one or two more. I think there's a little delay on the feed again tonight. Okay. Well, then we'll move on a little bit. So it is really important to get clear on what you want to use it for. Joanna says, took your law of attraction class and felt like that was a puzzle piece of pulling my life together. Just took some Reiki classes and feel this is also part of the puzzle. Just want so much happiness for myself, my daughter, and our lives. Think this is part of the puzzle. Absolutely, Joanna, it definitely is. Iris says, I do it just to evolve. Hi, Amy, welcome. And Cora says, I would like to be able to help more people with it. Wonderful, perfect. Hi, Kristen, I'm glad you could join us. Okay, so we're, just to quickly reiterate for those who have just joined us, Brooke says just to be more aware. We're just going over what your reasons are for developing your intuition, what your goals are, what you would use it for. Is there anybody on this feed who is very open and wants to learn how to settle it down, maybe even shut it down? Is there anyone on this feed? You're welcome, Amy. So while I'm waiting for that response, one of the first things to do after you get clear on why you want to develop your intuition, and it sounds like most of you are, one of the first things you want to learn how to do is grounding. There's several resources on how to ground, and this is really important prior to opening up your third eye, because opening up your third eye is pretty powerful. So you definitely want to ground. Now, grounding is a really simple tool, and you'll forgive me while I read here a little bit. It's a really simple tool, and you create a connection to the earth extending from your first chakra, your tailbone, into the center of the planet. It allows you to release other people's energy, which is really, really important. And any pain that you might have, some troublesome emotions, some maybe subpersonalities, some images that you get, you can clear that through the grounding cord, and it's a very simple and powerful exercise. Cora says, I can feel that past come to me, but I don't know how to get to them and what they want to tell me. Okay, I got it. So you just want to get clear on your messages. And Amy says she always feels like her loved ones are around. Well, Amy, that's very true. Everyone has their loved ones around, and that is just a mission of mine, is to get everybody to understand that we are all mediums to varying degrees. So that's a great reason. I heard a lot of great reasons about developing your intuition. Okay, so what I'd like to do is just talk to you a little bit about how to ground. So you can go on YouTube, you can go on Google, you can find a ton of meditations and instruction on how to ground. I am a tree hugger, so I always have been, always will be. Nature is very healing to me, and it's very grounding to me. I recommend getting outside for a little bit of time every day. But if you're going to focus on opening up your third eye, a really neat exercise is putting your hands on a tree or on the ground. Well, I like to put them on a tree. And when I put my hands on a tree, I just imagine throwing all of my stress, all of my worry, all of my concerns, all of my pain into the tree. I just throw it all in there. And then I imagine all of that going into the ground, into the roots of the tree. And then it gets recycled. And when I have finished with that, I keep my hands on the tree and I let the energy of the tree fill me up. So the tree, if you can imagine, its branches, and I usually pick a pretty tall tree, its branches go up into the air, up into the universe. They just outstretch there in the sky. And you imagine them bringing in everything that you need. love, connection, stability, whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you want to feel. Just allow that to come in through the branches and from the tree into you. Okay, that is one of my most favorite grounding exercises. So I do have one that we can do together tonight. And if I could get a couple of yeses, I'll walk you through that. I'll put some music on. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear it or not, but I will put some music on, and we're going to do a grounding meditation. And then after that, we'll move on to the next part. Okay, there's a yes. And I have several links here that I'm going to be posting. Great, Cora. That I'm going to be posting. Wonderful. Here, as soon as I get off this live feed, I'm going to post all the links to all the videos that I used. And as soon as I find it. Okay. So I'm going to play a piece of music, and I need to know if you all hear it, okay? And if we can all hear it, and we can hear it well. All right, again, just a little bit of feedback, if you can let me know whether or not you hear that music. Just tell me, yes, I hear the music, and then I can start the meditation. Okay? All right, awesome. Wonderful. Okay. So the meditation, just a few minutes long. I'd like you to begin by sitting in a comfortable position. You can use your chair wherever you're at right now, it's fine. But you want to sit straight up and allow your spine to conform to its natural curve. Now spend about 2 or 3 minutes just breathing slowly. That's all you have to do is observe your breath. Observing your breath is like watching a baby sleep. It's very calming. So that's all I want you to do is listen to the music and observe the inhale and observe the exhale. Good. Just spend about 2 minutes. Your only job is to observe your breath. So you notice the inhale, and you notice the breath move through your body, and then notice the exhale. Good job, guys. This can also be used as a form of grounding, this observation of breath. Another one of my most favorite things to do is I imagine when I'm exhaling, I am exhaling all of the negativity, all of the anxiety, everything that I don't want to feel. I imagine blowing that out in a dark mist. And I replace that with the inhale, and I imagine white or blue light coming in and just filling me up with everything I need, whether it's love or healing or peace or joy or awareness. So do that for a moment. Breathe in that white light and let it just move through your entire body, head to toe. And exhale that gray mist that you don't need. So white light in. Dark mist out. White light in. and dark mist out. Let's do that about 3 more times. And just relax your shoulders and your body. And bring in that white light. And breathe out that dark mist. Good. Perfect. Now this part of meditation is called growing your root. So now bring your attention to the base of your spine and imagine that with each breath you're stretching a root or roots down into the earth. And feel those roots go through the surface of the grass or the cement or wherever you're sitting, through the floor. Then further that into the rich, dark soil that blankets the planet. And feel the coolness of the earth as you go deeper down, moving away from air and light. And with each breath, allow your root to go down even deeper, through fresh underground springs and deep water tables. And soon you come to the earth's crust. And here a space opens up for your roots to reach through and toward the heart of our planet. So notice any thoughts or sensations or images that come to you as you travel on this inner journey. You don't need to judge them. You just observe them and let them pass. And keep breathing as your root moves into the mantle. You might begin to feel heat coming from the earth's outer core as you move toward the molten core. Breathe. And allow your root to penetrate to the very heart of the earth, her inner core. And just sit for a moment and bask in your deep connection to the earth. And just allow yourself to feel grounded and centered. Notice how different you feel now than you did when we started. Relaxed, quiet, centered, and grounded. Appreciate your body and the body of the planet and thank her for the bounty that she always provides. And now we're going to draw up the energy. So begin drawing energy from this heart center into your root. And with each breath, draw up the power of stability, grounding, and love. And see the energy rise through the earth's layers, slowly with each breath, until it reaches the base of your spine. And you might notice some colors or sensations, and just observe them without judgment. Just allow them. And we'll start awakening your chakras. So begin drawing this energy into your body from the base of your spine. And feel it spiraling up into your red root chakra, the center of earth connection in the body. Good. Breathe and feel it spiraling up into your orange second chakra, the center of your creativity and sexuality. And breathe it up further still into your yellow solar plexus chakra, the center of will and personal power. And just notice any sensations, images, or thoughts that you might associate with the chakras as this energy rises. Just observe. No need to judge or analyze. And now breathe and draw up the energy into your green heart chakra. This is the center of love, compassion, and forgiveness. Just feel the flood of loving kindness envelop you as the energy of the earth rises upward and in you. And now allow the energy to come up into your throat chakra, the center of communication. Let your thoughts dwell for a moment on the power and pleasure of speaking the truth from your heart. Authenticity. And next, you'll feel the energy rise to the third eye, or the brow chakra. And you can place your fingers there if you like. And place a vision and inner sight. And again, notice any thoughts, sensations, or images without judgment. Just let it be with ease. And your third eye is open. And as the energy reaches the top of your head and through the crown chakra, imagine it bursting forth like branches of a tree. And feel your branches reach up and outward toward the heavens, and allow yourself to draw in the energy of spirit through your leaves and branches. So just sit here for a few minutes, basking in your connection to both earth and heaven. And just let this beautiful, beautiful energy move through your entire body, head to toe. You might feel tingling. Some of you might experience some head pain. Totally normal when you're opening up the third eye in particular. Your breathing might change a little bit. You are safe. You're just opening up chakras that might have been closed. Some describe it as a triple or quadruple shot of espresso. It's normal. So just sit for a moment and take this in. So take a few deep breaths. And if your eyes are closed, open them up, and we'll start the rest of the workshop. So your third eye is open, so I'm curious to know, and I will be sure to send that to you, don't worry. I'm curious to know what's going on with you guys. Were you able to participate in it? Did any of you experience anything as your third eye was opening up? What was going on in your body? Because if you did follow along, you should be grounded and all of your chakras should be open. Later on, I'll show you how to shut them down. And if any of you are familiar with John Edward, he has a great chakra opening exercise, especially for the third eye. He will walk you through a psychic room exercise that for me works really, really well. So I can give more information about that after the workshop as well. So I'm waiting for comments. Tickle on the top of your head. Yep. There's your crown chakra opening up. Absolutely. That's awesome. So for those of you that were able to participate in the whole meditation, tell me how your body feels now as opposed to when we started. I personally tend to experience that quadruple shot of espresso feeling. just am filled with energy. I mean, I am right now, and I hardly did that meditation with you. I pretty much just talked you through it, and I still feel it. It's an incredible feeling. Hi, Grace. Welcome. Okay, so that is grounding and opening up your chakras. So the next thing we want to do is talk about regular practice, daily practices that you can incorporate into your life that will help you develop your intuition. So I'm just going to name them off for you, and hopefully you'll take some notes. And again, feel free to comment or ask questions, and I'll try to address them as I see them. Pretty many people in the class tonight, so I'll try to keep up with y'all. Okay, so gratitude. Gratitude is really, really important. We can get really lost in our upset and our stress and just have the kind of woe is me victim mentality. And you know what? Sometimes it's called for, especially when you're going through something especially difficult, like somebody's passing, especially if it's traumatic and unexpected. But while it's important to feel your feelings, because I believe you have to feel to heal, the key is not to stay stuck there. And you want to look for the lesson or the rainbow or the gratitude in the yuck is what I call it. So when you're going through something really difficult, you need to ask yourself, what is there here for me to learn? How can I grow from this? And your brain will start looking for solutions instead of staying stuck in the problem. And that regular practice of gratitude is so helpful with developing your intuition, because when something is coming in, when a message is coming in, instead of panicking, you'll learn to ask yourself as you quiet down with, okay, what is there here for me to learn? What is my lesson here? That regular practice will help you quiet down and have you hear and feel the message quicker. Mindfulness and presence. I think this was mentioned early on in the evening. These two practices are super, super important because they teach us to listen and to notice. So mindfulness and presence, I'm sure I have meditations on mindfulness and presence that I can post as well. So mindfulness and presence is something that more and more is getting difficult for people to do in today's day and age with all of the distractions, with, you know, pretty much every household, both parents working, even kids working in some cases. The educational or the academic load just seems like it's getting heavier and heavier for kids. It seems like there's a lot of homework. My goodness, all of the expenses and bills and cars and phones and computers and tablets and everything you can imagine just really, really distracts us. And especially when we are parents and we are distracted with our kids' schedules, it's unbelievable. We lose presence, and then before you know it, time has gone by and our kids are graduating and they're off to college and they're getting married, and we're wondering, where did the time go? I know I'm going through that right now, even though I have always tried to be very present with my children. When you are in a conversation with someone, when you are having a cup of coffee or tea, or if you're enjoying a treat like cake or pie or a piece of chocolate even, a meal, if you're outside and it's a beautiful day, it's really important, and I promise you that the world will not end if you just take a few minutes and take a break from all the noise. Just take a break from it all. And just, I know it sounds silly, but just notice how the coffee tastes. If you're drinking water, just notice the water when it hits your lips and hits your tongue and then moves down through your body. Just notice. Notice how refreshing that feels. You know, if you're eating a strawberry, if you're eating a piece of chocolate, when was the last time you actually tasted something? I know that sounds ridiculous, but think about it. Most of us are inhaling our food, to get back to whatever it was that we were doing, or we're eating in the car, or we're eating while we're on the computer, and we're just mindlessly eating and doing. And before you know it, the day is gone. When our children want our attention, want us to play with them, want us to talk with them, what do? Oftentimes we hurry them along. Whatever it is, hurry up and finish your breakfast, hurry up and finish your dinner, hurry up and finish up in the bathroom, hurry up and go to bed, hurry up and get dressed, hurry up, we're going to be late for school. In those moments, we need to be present with our children. We need to notice everything, the sound of their voice, what their faces really look like. I want you to think about this for those of you who have children. I want you to close your eyes right now and think of your children's faces. Could you describe your child's face to an artist so that an artist could draw them? Could you do that? For those of you who have children, I want to hear your response. Your parents. Some of you have parents who have passed away. Some of you have parents who are still alive. Think about your parents, your siblings, loved ones. If you close your eyes, can you see their face enough to describe it to an artist? Can you honestly do that? Think about that. For those of you that can, wonderful. Then you're practicing mindfulness. Great, Brooke. But for those of you that are struggling, this is something that's missing in your life, and it will keep you, that's wonderful, Bridget, it will keep you from developing your intuition. Yeah, and listen, if you can't, there's nothing wrong. All that's being shown to you is where your focus needs to lie, which is on being fully present. Fully present with your child's laughter, fully present with your child's tears too. Just fully present with them. I mean, take the time to look them in the face, take it in. When was the last time you looked at your parent or a loved one in the eye? When was the last time you sat with them and really maintained eye contact? When was the last time you maintained long eye contact with anybody? When we sit and have conversations with people, we tend to be very lost in our own thoughts. We tend to be formulating our responses, and we're not paying attention to what the other person's saying. That's not necessarily ADD, for those of you who think that, or think you have that. That's today's world. We're very distracted. So what I would challenge you to do, and it's a great way to practice mindfulness and presence, is the next time you sit with someone, actually hear them. Hear what they have to say. Pay complete attention to their words. Get really engrossed in their words. Yeah, I hear you, Amy. I hear you. It's quite startling, you know, when you realize this. But get out of your head when you're in a conversation with someone. Stop formulating your response. Stop trying, okay, so if somebody tells you that they're feeling pain, don't respond with, yeah, my back hurts too, and the other day I had to go to the doctor for. That doesn't mean you're not important. It just means that you're giving this person your full attention. And when the time comes, you know, you can express yourself as well, but it's really important to learn how to be a good listener too. Very, very important, not only in life, but also in developing your intuition. Learning to listen. Go figure. So I'm curious to hear from you guys. Is it resonating with you? Do most of you sit in a conversation with someone really not hearing what the other person is saying and just being in your head a lot, and especially when you're disagreeing with someone? That's when we really don't listen. And we're in our head thinking about what we want to say instead of listening. And a lot of times, especially in an argument situation, that makes things even worse. So who understands this? Who understands? Who's in their head? You get that, Trish? Yeah. Yeah, we all do it. Yeah, exactly, Amy. That's right. So do you guys understand what I'm asking you to do? It will really open up your world. That's right, Angel. I'm glad you understand, Joanna. It will really open up your world when you give someone your full attention. And let me tell you something. Your kids, it'll really change your experience with your kids and your loved ones when they know they have your full attention. I'm glad you understand, Cora and Bridget. It's such an incredible and valuable tool, life tool. So with your kids and your loved one in particular, you create a real safe environment when they know that you're listening. And with your kids in particular, it will create an incredible sense of safety so that in the future, when they really need to talk about something that's going on in their life, something big, they're going to trust you because they're going to know that you're going to be listening. And if you model that for your kids, for your friends, and your family, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be heard. So, awesome. Hi, Ben. Okay, so mindfulness and presence, I can't stress that enough. Probably the most important thing aside from learning how to open and close your third eye on developing your intuition. Okay, some other big things to learn are releasing judgment. We all do it. We do it to ourselves and we do it to others. And all that does is create what do I want to call this? A sludge of negative energy. It's heavy. It's really, really, really hard to be with that kind of negativity. It's hurtful. It's hurtful to yourself. It's hurtful to others. And it creates a block in developing your intuition. It's hard to see past a lot of judgment and criticism. You know, when people put themselves out there, whether you agree with them or not, when they're expressing an idea, a thought, a belief, a practice, it takes a lot of courage. And a lot of times people are confronted by that because they don't have the courage to do that. And while, you know, you don't have to agree with everyone, at least respect the fact that it takes courage to do what they do, knowing they're going to be judged and criticized, right? So what I would encourage you to do is step away from judgment. And if you can't do that, then what I want you to do is just notice your judgment. What are you saying to someone? What are you picking apart about them? Is it the way they look? Is it the way they speak? What is it exactly? Because I promise you that is deflection. So whatever you are judging about somebody else, you're judging about yourself. And also, you might hear people judging you, which really hurts and can really feel very personal. But it's the same thing that's going on. Nobody's immune from that. Anytime there's judgment or harsh opinions, it's not as personal as it feels. So just keep that in mind. And I guess that old saying, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, is kind of what applies here. I'm not asking you to be ingenuine. I'm just asking you to be less hurtful to others and to yourself. Because that contributes to the energy of the planet, and that also creates a block in noticing and developing your intuition. Okay? So clearing your personal space, both physically and internally. This is another big one, and one that resonates very deeply with me. So I know Trish on here. You have I know in your home, just from what I've seen on Facebook and what you've told me, you like to keep a very orderly, clean house. And that's awesome, as long as you're doing it from a place of clearing and not from a place of self-punishment. In other words, it's kind of like how some people approach working out. They think they're punishing their body into submission. That's not what I'm asking you to do here. I'm asking you to create a clearing that makes you happy. So take a look around your house, and you can start with your closet. Maybe you can start with one drawer. And when you start doing this, this gets to be pretty addicting. So you want to look at, let's start with your closet, your clothing. I want you to go through it and ask yourself, does this item make me happy? Not does it fit me, not do I, have I worn it in the last 6 months? No, I want you to just pick it up and say, does this make me happy? And if it doesn't, it needs to go. Okay? And from there, move on to things around your house. If there's anything in your house that doesn't make you happy, it's got to go. Okay? When you do this in your living space, it creates a clearing. And you're also learning how to choose happiness. Something a lot of you have heard me talk about over and over again. So you're going to find that you're going to be doing that with people. How do people contribute to your life, positively or negatively? Now, granted, with family, we can't always choose who's there and who isn't. But we can choose how we allow them to affect us. And, you can decide from there who you want to keep into your life and not. Hi, Angela. And then just go and take a look at your life. What's in your life that does not make you happy that you can clear yourself of? This creates an opening. It creates a wonderful opening of what I call the practice of choosing happiness, and I can teach more about that at another time. But this is also really important in developing your intuition. And I just talked about it a second ago, but another important thing is to treat your body like the sacred thing that it is. Okay? Gosh, we punish ourselves so viciously. And especially women, I think. And it's interesting, but this is something that really has to change if you want to develop your intuition. Hi, Nancy, welcome. Hi, Sandy. For example, I am a gym rat. I admit it. I love going to the gym, and a lot of people ask me, why, when you're being worked out so ridiculously by your trainer, do you smile through it? It's because I genuinely love it. It's not how I always viewed working out. I viewed working out as this thing that I had to do to get my body to look a certain way. Hi, Kelly, welcome. And I had to follow this, rigorous exercise schedule and this rigorous diet. But I wasn't doing that for me. I was doing it for what I thought society wanted me to look like. And you know what? You know just as well as I do that doesn't work. I wasn't treating my body as a sacred thing that it is. I was treating it like, oh gosh, something to be punished. And we're not to be punished. So when I go to the gym, I have a completely different... Hi, Amy. Yeah, we can talk a lot more about that. So I get that. When I go to the gym, I am truly in my happy place. The gym is a very sacred place for me because I know I'm taking care of my body. I have a wonderful attitude about it. It brings me great joy. And, I'm there because I want to be. And I know that complaining about it or having a negative... I get that, Joanna, absolutely. Hi, Christine. I know that having negative thoughts will affect my performance at the gym. And in turn, I just won't have long-lasting results. So I can go into more detail about that at another time too. But taking care of your body is really, really important. And that can be as simple as, going for a walk or establishing some sort of exercise routine or just meditating. Anything that takes care of your body and your mind and your spirit. Okay? And then when you're ready to shut down your third eye, there are a number of ways to do that as well, and I'll post some links on how to do that. So that's just a crash course rundown of how to develop your intuition. Of course, it gets a lot more involved than this. You know, it's just a lot to cover in an hour. Hi, Kelly. So again, I'm just going to quickly run down for those that are just joining us what we just talked about, and then I'm going to take your questions. And then I think I'll close. We still have 15 more minutes with another meditation if y'all want to do that. Okay, so intuitive development from the start. So you want to get clear on why you want to develop your intuition, how you're going to use it, what your goals are. And then you want to learn how to open up your chakras, particularly your third eye and your crown chakra. You want to ground. You want to learn how to ground. And you want to get real comfortable with your third eye opening up. That's kind of different for everybody. It can be really overwhelming. So you really want to learn how to manage that. And then the regular practices that I just kept talking about, these are things you can incorporate into your daily life. So gratitude, especially during those times in the yuck, looking for those rainbows in that darkness. They're there. I promise you they're already there. And when the time is right, they'll present themselves to you. So hi, Margie. So just know that whatever you're going through that's difficult, you will see. You will eventually see why you're going through that and how it will serve you or a loved one when the time is right. Practicing mindfulness and presence, again, teaches you to notice and to listen. Releasing judgment about yourself and others creates a clearing and basically keeps you in this positive space. So when your energy vibrates at a high frequency, you're in a really good place. And if you're in a really good place like that, you're going to attract awesome things, awesome relationships. You're going to attract prosperity, which I know a lot of you want. You're just going to attract things that resonate with where your frequency is at. And then clearing your personal and physical space. Super, super, super important. And treating your body like the sacred body that it is, not punishing it. And then learning to shut down the third eye, because you're not going to want to keep that open all the time. Okay, so that's a crash course in developing your intuition, and I will take your questions now. So let me have it. We got about 12 minutes for questions. And like I said, I'm going to post all the links for all the videos that I recommend on developing your intuition, on grounding. I got a bunch of them for you. So let me hear your questions, and then I'll close with a meditation. Hi, Sean. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Courtney. I'm waiting for questions. I'm still waiting for questions about developing your intuition. Is there anything that I didn't cover? Hi, Courtney. That you want to hear a little bit more about? Tell me about your own experiences around intuitive development or intuition. Maybe something that you've been experiencing. You're welcome, Kim. Are your meditations still available on SoundCloud? Yes, they absolutely are. In fact, I'm going to be adding more soon, especially around intuitive development. And those are free. I just did a great one. Okay, sounds good. I'm glad, Kim. I just actually have recorded a brand new meditation about letting go. A lot of people have, and this has to do with clearing your personal space. You're welcome, Bridget. I recorded a meditation today on letting go, and I'll post that really, really soon, as soon as I finish the editing. So Bridget says, thank you. The personal and physical space really resonated with me. I needed that reinforcement. You got it, sweetheart. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Amy, need help to work around chronic pain. How do I stay positive? You need the letting go one, Kelly. Okay. And Cora, I feel like I know you, but I don't know how. Well, we're all connected. But that's a whole nother story for another time. But absolutely, we certainly all know each other. I want to get back to Bridget's question. Not Bridget, Amy. Need help to work around chronic pain, and how do I stay positive? Joanna asks, my biggest struggle is beating myself up over where I want to be in my life, and I'm not able to get there yet. Or struggles with kiddos. Okay, lots of great questions. Yeah, the letting go is a good one. Maybe I'll do that for my next live feed. Amy. All right, I'm going to take Amy's question about chronic pain and staying positive. Okay, so all I can tell you is what's worked for me. So about 1.5 years ago, I was in a pretty bad car accident. We were hit head on by a drunk driver. He was traveling at a very high rate of speed. Long story short, I was in a lot of pain for a long time. So I really understand, Amy, how that can get you down. And here's the thing. I'm not really sure what's going on with you, but as far as your pain goes, but I can tell you this. It's really, really important to understand you need to feel to heal. What does that mean? It means understanding that you're a human being and not a robot. So if you're judging the pain, you can actually make it worse. The pain is serving a purpose. It's there to wake you up about something. And if you want, we can talk more in private about this. So for me, I was very frustrated by the pain because I couldn't be a gym rat during that time, which was very frustrating. I also wasn't able to offer people my best self, and I had to learn how to accept help from other people. Big lesson. But the emotional pain was probably the biggest piece for me, because I am such a lover of life. I love everybody most of the time. But you know, for the first time in a long time, I was really angry. And the drunk driver actually passed away within hours of the accident. I was accidentally, although I don't believe it was an accident, when I was brought into the emergency room, I was put right next to him, so I saw him. I also saw him within, shortly after he passed. He was taken right by my room. And I saw his family and what they suffered through when he passed. So I was angry with a dead person. And I didn't quite know how to be with that. I judged that. I judged my anger. I judged my inability to forgive him. I wanted to hurry that along. And, you know, so not only was I in physical pain, I was in terrible emotional pain. So my advice to you, Amy, is to stop judging it. Just allow it. There's something there for you to learn, like I said earlier in the presentation. There's something there for you to learn. So when I learned to just be with it and allow it, something eased up. It was like the burden was lifted off of me. Like, you know what? I'll forgive and I'll stop being angry when I'm good and ready. So it was a very humbling experience. And what I really got was the humbling message that I'm not a robot. I'm not better than anybody else. I'm just someone who also is constantly learning and growing and developing, and can't forgive on a dime, on demand. So it's a matter of choice, sweetheart. And again, we can get into more conversation about that later. Okay. Feel like I got a little off target there with your question, so I hope I at least answered part of it. All right, I'm just gonna see if I can answer some more questions. Tina Peterson, I'm always angry. I don't know why or how to get rid of it. Okay, that's a great question. Anger is fear in disguise. So you have to ask yourself, Tina, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of betrayal? Are you afraid of being alone? Are you afraid of not being heard, seen? Do you feel unimportant, insignificant, like you don't matter? So ask yourself, because it's not, anger is it's a symptom. Fear, it's always about fear. If you're not in a place of love, you're in a place of fear. So answer that question for me, sweetie. What are you afraid of? And I see that you said to Trish that you can't control it, and then when it's over, I think, what the hell is wrong with me? Well, again, you're a human being having a human experience. And believe it or not, you can learn to control it. I know it feels like you're out of control. That's not the case at all. That's a story that you've been telling yourself, and you've come to believe it. But I promise you, you can definitely control it. Absolutely. Jessica, generally enjoy mindfulness and presence with others, but notice I absorb so much of the other person's energy when doing so. How can I release this energy afterwards? By learning to shut down. You have to make sure that you're grounded if you're going to open yourself up to others, but also you're going to have to learn to shut down and protect yourself. And I'll post links on those meditations after this session. Okay, so financially, I'm back to Tina. Financially and past experience that I can't forgive but try. Okay. So are these, you're welcome, honey. Are you blaming others, or are you taking responsibility, Tina? Because if you get in a pattern of blaming others, you can't see how to fix the problem. If you're waiting for someone to make it right, if you're waiting for an apology, you're going to be waiting a long time. It's kind of like a parent that was a bad parent to you, and you're in your 30s and 40s and you're still angry and you can't figure out why. It's because you're still waiting for that parent to do the right thing. But you have to get to a point and realize that they're probably never going to be the parent that you want them or need them to be. So it's time for you to be your own parent. Joanna, you're welcome, Jessica. Stemming from my prior comment, I have sadness over my divorce from a year ago, which causes my daughter's sadness. I'm loving a man I can't be with because he lives states away. They both bring me so much happiness, but at this time, I can't have them both. Something to learn yet, I suppose. Sorry, I'm still getting my voice back, so. I'm not sure I understood the question, Joanne. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a lot there for you to learn. The sadness over the divorce, you're grieving that loss. It's totally normal. Again, just releasing judgment about it. The best thing to do in any kind of situation like that is always looking at where you're responsible. If you're going to focus on the things that you can't control, like your ex, or just situations that you can't control, it's going to just make the sadness even bigger. So you want to focus on your responsibility. Look at that situation, that marriage and that divorce, and ask yourself, how did I contribute to that? And what can I learn from that? How can I grow from that, and how can I heal from that? And what can I teach my daughter about that? You definitely want to teach your daughter how to choose happiness. In choosing a man or a partner who lives states away. I'm not suggesting that this person isn't the right one for you, but I want you to look at that as well, because you just might be choosing someone who's unavailable to you for a reason. And I want you to really, really consider that. But yeah, definitely lots there for you to learn. I wish I could go into more depth with you. Let's see. How about Amy? A lot of energy today. Not sure if it is because of the trip we're taking tomorrow. Today I had so many people reach out to me to tell me to be safe and that they love me, which never happens with any other trip. Hi, Kristen. Or is somebody trying to warn me about something? Okay, Amy, this is awesome. This is a great question and really relates to our conversation tonight. So I'd like all of you to pay attention, because what Amy is basically asking is this fear or is this my intuition? Okay. So again, going back to my accident, the morning of the car accident, I was making breakfast for the kids. And the accident happened that night at about 9:45. So I was up early making breakfast for my children. And I wasn't thinking about anything except making breakfast for the kids, when all of a sudden I was hit with overwhelming fear. I could smell alcohol. I could hear a loud sound like a crash. The words drunk driver kept coming to my mind. And I kept seeing my children. I get real emotional when I talk about this, sorry. I knew that what I was feeling was intuition and not fear. So I expressed that to my children, that I had this really bad gut feeling. So my point is that intuition arrives with ease. It arrives organically, okay? Fear and anxiety takes a lot of effort, a lot of effort. So post-accident, I experienced PTSD, a lot of anxiety, and this took some time to figure out, Amy. So my mind would start racing, like as soon as we made plans to go anywhere, like we had planned a day at the beach. All of a sudden, I started imagining the most horrific scenes. Seeing my kids in pain and hearing crash and so forth and what have you. And that took a lot of effort. It was me thinking about what could happen, what could happen, what could happen. And then my mind made it up to be real. And then I could no longer make the distinction between intuition and fear. And a real wise friend helped me sort that out and make the distinction. So again, fear and intuition. Intuition arrives with ease, without effort. Fear takes a lot of work. Does that make sense, Amy? What is it that you're feeling, Amy? The fear or the ease? And Trish, what resonated with you? What sparked the wow comment? And thank you, everybody, for being on tonight, by the way. The ease. Okay. Okay. So I want to go back and read what you wrote. All right. You're off flying abroad, I think, aren't you, Amy? Because I believe what you're telling me is the messages are arriving with ease. The concern has arrived with ease, right? Okay, I got it, Amy. Oh, yeah. Trish, okay. Okay, Amy, give me 1 second. Joanna, you're talking about your children and your accident has me realizing the importance of really focusing on and loving my daughter. Maybe this is why the rest must wait. Absolutely. We have this arrogant thinking that the next moment is promised. It's not. Anything can happen at absolutely any time. So to think in any other way but being present and enjoying and appreciating this moment is just, it's really a shame. It's really a shame. Okay, getting back to Amy. So, meeting Dave's family, you should be excited. Okay, so Amy, you have to ask yourself, what feels right to you? Postponing the trip by a few hours, taking a different flight. What is it that feels right to you? And you just want to sit with that. Your body, by the way, knows yes, no, right, wrong, good, bad. Pay attention to how your body feels, okay? And again, you have to allow it with ease. So what you can do, Amy, is just close your eyes and imagine yourself going on the trip as planned, okay? And really feel that in your body. Just not in your head, don't even go there. Just feel it in your body. And just notice that and be with that. And then I want you to imagine changing the plans a little bit and just notice how that feels in your body, okay? And from there, make a decision, okay? Let's see, Kristen. I had something similar happen today in the car. A song came on that reminds me of my mom, and I smelled a car smell briefly, and for no apparent reason. It took me back to the day she died. Oh, okay. Well, that is Spirit's way of communicating. You're welcome, Amy. It's Spirit's way of communicating, just saying hello, that they've never left you. She's right there, just letting you know that she's okay, and you're okay too. That's awesome. And that's what I mean. We're all mediums. And in that moment, Kristen, that was something that happened very naturally, very organically, very much with ease. A lot of times we keep those messages away because we're looking so hard for them. But that's not quite how this works. You can allow those messages to just come in on their own. It's really awesome. Okay, let's see. We're a little over. I don't think anybody minds about the time. What else? Hey, Chris Kennedy. How are you? Karen Fisher. How do I begin to love myself? What a fantastic question. I love it. Loving yourself is something you have to truly commit to do. And I know that sounds like a silly response, but it's so true. You've got to really commit to it. I mean, if you're not doing it already, then why not? You know, how does not loving yourself work for you? How has it worked for you so far? A lot of people confuse loving yourself as being very selfish, but it's not. It's very self-nurturing. So to love yourself, Karen, I would recommend living authentically. What does that mean? Speaking your truth. Mean no when you say no. Mean yes when you say yes. Do not be with someone because you want them and need them to love you. Be with someone because they make your heart smile. And this person accepts you the way you are. If you mold yourself into what somebody else wants and their expectations of you, that is not honoring or loving yourself at all. All that does is create resentment. So I think living authentically is the best way to love yourself. Okay? Let's see, what else? Oh, that's wonderful, Kristen. Okay. Lexi, I remember at a reading you had mentioned, hang on, that your body knows what's right. Since then, I've lived my life by that, and I've never failed. That's awesome, Lexi. I love when people get it. I put all my faith into my body, my gut feeling. Thank you for that. You are very welcome. Love it. Let's see. Well, let's see. Trying to go through here and see. Jessica is asking. Okay, so Jessica Longo de Chico, I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, yeah, it's kind of what we're talking about tonight. I'll read your question for everybody. So I had 2 spine surgeries and have done great for the past 4 to 5 years. Recently, I've been in a lot of pain again. Do you foresee another surgery in my future? Okay, so first of all, I'm not a psychic or fortune teller, so I can't answer that question for you, but you can. So a few years ago, I had somebody sitting in my office, and they wanted to know about an upcoming knee surgery and if it was right or wrong for them. And I did that exercise with them on how to pay attention to their body and to feel if it felt right for them. And As she was moving through the exercise, I watched her body language. And everything about her body language, her posturing, even her tone of voice said to me, something about the surgery doesn't feel right. And I relayed that back to her. And I asked her to pay attention to her body, and she said, it doesn't feel right. Well, guess what she did? She went ahead with the surgery anyway. She just ignored her intuition. And you know what happened? The doctor messed up her surgery. And I think it took 2 surgeries to correct that. And it was an unfortunate and very painful lesson about what happens when we don't listen to our intuition. So Jessica, what I'm basically telling you is you know your body better than anyone. And I want you to get out of your head and just pay attention to your body. A great way to practice that is close your eyes and call yourself your name. I am Verna. I am a female. I am of Sicilian heritage. My parents are Joseph and Annetta. All that really resonates with me. I can really feel that in my body. That is my truth. But now if I go back and I say, my name is Tom, and I'm a homeless person, and my parents are divorced, and one is Russian and one is Greek, I know I'm lying. That feels very different and very foreign in my body. I can really feel the difference, okay? I've done exercises in workshops where I've had people hold their arms out like this. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but this is called a muscle test. And I have them hold their arms out. And in one hand, I'll put a piece of paper with a negative comment on it, and in the other piece of paper, I'll put a positive comment on it. Or maybe in one hand, I'll put their name, and in the other hand, someone else's name. 9 times out of 10, the arm that holds the truth or holds the positive thought will test stronger. That is, and they won't know which is which, because your body, your intuition knows what's right for you. So Jessica, if you just pay attention to your body, you'll know whether or not you're going to need or going to have any other surgery. And you can use that technique with anything. When you're wondering about a person that you might want to be in a relationship with, you know. Unfortunately, what a lot of us do is fall victim to, what's the word I'm looking for? Goodness, I can't think of it right now. The word escapes me. We tend to fall in love with and be with potential. That's the word I was looking for. Don't do that. Stay in reality. See what's really there. Don't create potential. Okay. What else we got here? I hope I answered your question, Jessica. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Jean. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Marion. How are you? Hi, Matt. How are you? And, okay. You're very welcome. I hope that resonated. Okay, so Amy, you're saying, I say the words but fall short of what I find so important. Forgiveness, honesty, integrity. Need some hand-holding and magic erasers. I got it. Amy, you and I should probably work together. Because, you know, it's really all about your core beliefs, which is another session I'll be doing in the very near future. Whatever your core beliefs are, that's basically like a hypnotic suggestion. And whether you guys realize it or not, we all have them, these core beliefs. And what I mean by hypnotic suggestion, okay, so here's a little exercise for everyone. So what I want you to do is put yourself, and I don't normally ask people to do this, but you'll get it. I just want you to just put yourself in a kind of anxious, sad state. Think about the last time you were in a sad or anxious state, or just something that makes you really sad or anxious. Just give yourself a minute and do that. Just put yourself in a sad or anxious state. And I want you to notice how your body is positioned, your physiology. Are your shoulders curled in? Is your head down? Basically, in this place, we go within. This is a hypnotic state. When we're in this place, our thoughts are sad. We can come up with sad things just like that. Sad thoughts, sad memories. And the more you stay in the state, the sadder and the more anxious that you get. All right, let's get you out of that. Okay, so sitting up and smiling, just changing your posture, actually changes your thoughts. Okay, so change your posture. There's this pose called the Superman pose. Just sitting upright, picking your head up, smiling. That changes your state. And if you hold that, you'll just notice that there's no anxiety and there's no sadness. Especially when you smile, you can't, when you're genuinely smiling, you can't have a sad thought. You can't have an anxious thought. What happens when you change your posture and your physiology is you're actually releasing stress hormones, and what's moving in is testosterone and happy hormones, just so you know. So understand that, Amy, what's going on is the conditioning, some old conditioning that is creating blocks for your forgiveness, honesty, and integrity. And I would definitely do a session on core beliefs so you can learn how to let that go. The meditation that I said I just recorded today that I'm still editing, it's based on exactly that, honey. So I will post that as soon as I can and make it available to everybody. I do have, and for those of you that don't know, I have an account on SoundCloud. You just search my name on there. They're totally free. I post new meditations all the time, and you are welcome to use them as you need them, okay? I'll post that as soon as I can. Kelly, how do you not let fear override your intuition? Okay, well, I guess you missed that part of the conversation, my dear. So, fear, again, takes effort. It takes a lot of effort, okay? Intuition occurs with ease. Intuition happens in your heart, in your body, in your gut, okay? Fear is in your head, and then it goes to your body. And that's when it becomes very hard to make the distinction of what is what, okay? Because once the fearful thoughts start, it gets your heart racing and it gets all the stress hormones going, and that's not good. So Kelly, that's how you make the distinction. If your mind is racing with fearful thoughts, that's fear. Okay, intuition just arrives with ease. Okay. Any other question before we wrap this up? I'd like to kind of take a vote about. That's a good one, Kelly. Okay, I'll address that in a minute. So while I'm addressing Kelly's question, what I'm asking of you guys is to give me some ideas for the next session, because I really want you guys to get a lot out of these sessions and to give you what you want. I really think that doing a session on core beliefs, you're welcome, Amy, would be a good one. I could do a meditation, and I think that would be a really good session. Otherwise, I would really enjoy hearing your ideas and suggestions about these live feeds. Okay, Kelly, my relationship. I know in my gut it's what I want, but my fear of failure sets in. Okay, no, it's okay, Kelly. I understand. And Cora. Okay, let me just quickly address Cora's question. Because I've not shut you down. That's why. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have to do that before I sign off. So Cora asked a great question, and then Kelly, I'll get back to you. Why am I having a lot of weight on my chest right now, like I can't breathe? That's because your chakras are opened up, particularly your third eye. Okay, so you're getting messages and you're feeling loved ones around you. If you want to shut that down, there's a number of ways you can do that. So what I like to do is close my eyes and imagine that I'm standing in front of this window and I see my third eye kind of floating out there in space. And what I like to do is imagine that I'm reaching out and pulling that window shut. Okay, that's one way you can close your third eye. There's a number of meditations that you can do as well. So if you're ready to shut down your third eye, what I'm going to do, since I'm going to get off very soon, is put up the link to do that. I recommend it. If you don't, you're going to have some really crazy wild dreams tonight, which is okay too. But that's why. Okay, Kelly, let me get back to you. Oh, sorry, dropped my phone. All right. So Kelly, this goes back to core beliefs. Okay, if one of your core beliefs is I can't have a healthy relationship, or I don't deserve this awesome guy who loves me and I don't understand why he loves me, then you're doomed to sabotage your relationship. I promise you. We have to look at your core beliefs. I'm definitely doing a session on core beliefs. Does that make sense, Kelly? It's really about your core beliefs. When I say to you, you deserve this relationship. When I say to you, not every relationship has to have drama. When I say to you, it's wonderful and normal to be with someone and it be so easy, how does that resonate with you? So that's what I'm really curious about. So if there's any negative core beliefs around that, it's not going to feel right to you. You know, you're going to be looking, you're just going to be looking for evidence that you don't deserve to be in this relationship. You're going to start nitpicking. You're going to start sabotaging. So it's about core beliefs. Does that make sense, Kelly? You're afraid to lose him like your dad. Okay, well that's a really good point. So afraid of letting someone in that close because I'm afraid something bad will happen, like when I lost my dad. Okay, again, another really, really good point. And then Joanna, I'll address your comment in a second. Okay, so here is the ugly truth. Life is unsafe. It's unsafe and it's unpredictable. And I cannot sit here in good conscience and tell you everything is going to be okay. This is not how life works. And you can either hide away in your house and never leave and never love and enjoy life and not enjoy life, okay? Or you can go out and you can enjoy it while you have it. It's your choice. You know, that's why presence and mindfulness is so important, Kelly. And this is for everybody, not just Kelly. The ugly truth is people get sick and people pass away and horrible things happen. We live in an unsafe, unpredictable world. And when we accept that, that's how we choose peace and happiness. It's not something pleasant to think about, but it is a big relief when you accept it, when you wrap your brain around that. Because when we try to create this false sense of security, we are just creating so much anxiety because we're trying to control the uncontrollable. The only thing we have control of is our thoughts and our perception. You understand? So love Aaron, Kelly. Love him now while you have him. Think about all the things that you didn't get to do with loved ones that have passed away. All the things that you didn't get to say and didn't get to do. Think about that. And instead of living steeped in that regret, what I'd like you to do is look at it and learn from it. Look at it and bring it forward with you, you know, and live without regret. Okay, does that make sense? So you have a choice. Create a false sense of security and safety by believing you can control the uncontrollable, and that will create more anxiety. Or just go out and live life. Live life knowing that it is unsafe and you accept that it is unpredictable and that bad things happen, and just accept that. And in that acceptance, darling, allow presence. I can't stress that enough. Be really present. Be really present with your loved one. Be able to close your eyes and remember your child's face. Be able to describe it to an artist with your eyes closed. Remember every feature, every sound, everything. Remember that. Okay? Live life. Don't fear it. You're very welcome. Joanna says, do already. Let me just see if I can read that. Joanna Leininger says, when I am thinking about a question for you, I realize you have answered what I need to do already in your live chat. I need to really see and live and soak in all of the good things that are right in front of me and stop overthinking the rest. Treat my body like a temple, that's right. Work on those chakras. Love and appreciate the people and world around me. Presence, mindfulness, gratitude. That is freaking awesome. That's awesome, Joanna, and a great way to close this session out. I love that you got it. Absolutely. I think there was somebody I wanted to get back to here. Joanna, I have a little fear in opening my third eye. Well, you know, if that fear takes effort, then it's just a created story. If it's effortless, then maybe it's just not the right time to do it. So you have to know how to make that distinction, okay? If you are afraid of it, just send me a private message and tell me why you fear it. But it's not something that you have to do. It's your choice. Okay, so it sounds like a lot of you want me to do the next session on core beliefs, so that's what we're doing, okay? I think I will do that next week, so I will post that date either tomorrow or the day after, and I can't wait to see you guys again. If you have any questions from tonight's session, send them to me in a private message. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. The last time I did this, I got over 200 questions, so it took me some time to get back to everybody. And I still have people I need to get back to, actually. So again, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. I love doing this. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Presence, mindfulness, self-love, self-care, and gosh, just do not take the moment for granted, okay? Have a wonderful night, everybody. Namaste. You're very welcome. Bye-bye.